Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In previous video, I have explored, using tiny scraps to make various things. I have made a tiny house, slow stitching, and I have stitched them together. So I create a patchwork block, which I will use in, other slow stitching and probably making a coaster or something else. I haven't decided yet, and I don't want to just make a just one thing. I want to make a couple of things, so different size, different things. And now I want to use some on like a raw edge, like a slow stitching with raw edge scraps, and I will stitch on this on the wrong side, which is this side. I will place these small bits as collage or whatever overlaps with raw edge, you know, something like that, and stitch horizontal and a vertical on it and see how it looks like. I really look forward to seeing that because one, I like to see how the raw edge behave under stitching, and also create a different texture and feeling. And I have specific need for that because I want to use this as a mini fiber book page, which is quite interesting. So first of all, I will stitch these two using whip stitch, and then I will place this on the back of it and slow stitch on it. Okay, so I have everything placed in the layout. This is the right side of the two-piece patchwork, which I connect by whip stitch. I like the visible seam, so I don't mind to show it. I didn't cut it. I let the threads dangling because I will use on this side. These are the layout. So when I place small bits on top, I make sure it overlaps, and I use a little bit of glue, which is just a glue stick. Smears a little bit and then place on it. So it doesn't glue the whole bit down, but it have a bit of, thickness, because I don't want to use pins, and I don't really bother to add a lot of basting threads. So I will go on straight, doing stitching on top of it. So I bring in my needle up, and then I will just do a vertical and horizontal straight stitch, and I will use not the thick threads. I will use either ordinary sewing thread or 2 strands of embroidery thread, anything that is not that thick. I have this idea because one, I like tiny patchwork. Two, this I can do it anytime, any place, and I can do it here and there without much thinking, much planning. Once I have the layout, I can just start stitching on it, and it will be look really nice. This is what I'm really good at, and this is what I like. So that's why I want to add this. So the finished piece is can be used in fibrous book. I don't want to make a big one because the big piece can take forever to stitch, to finish, but a small bits we can finish, within reasonable time. Maybe I should use here. So at the end is the back stitch. But when I bring the needle to the next row, you can see on the back it didn't show because I thread through the layers. So this is a technique that I've been using all the time when I doing, you know, decorative stitch, so that both sides can be knitted tidy. Doesn't have to be, but I like it. I like to keep it tidy. If you like me that like to keep it tidy, then this technique are quite useful. So I will continue stitching. Before I do the stitching of this direction, I'm going to show you how it looks like. So you can see this edge is not really stitched down, still not really nice and flat. So you will see how it looks like after I do the stitching of the other directions. Okay, I finished this piece. See how it looks so much difference, you know, before I add the stitch. So basically just, you know, cross running stitch, and at the back you can see how the stitch go through. You can see on the edge, close to the edge, usually there's back stitch. That's because it's a back stitch, and it's kind of like a back stitch here in between the layers, so it looks, you know, bigger on the backing. But overall it has a beautiful look. That's why I don't want to hide it. I want to show it on both sides. It's like a reversible stuff that you can see the right side and the back side, and admire the beauty of the stitch. And also it have different effects. I choose light green and light pink because it's opposite colors, so you can see the same color, like for example the green colors on pink and green color on green, and orange color on pink and orange color on green, so it looks different. I like to try different combination because I'm curious to see how it looks like. And on the front you can see the blue lines is more obvious, and blue on blue and blue on yellow have different look if you look very carefully. Yeah, so that's what I like, and see the subtle change and subtle difference of threads and fibers. Absolutely beautiful, and it's the texture is I can't show you on the screen, but it's beautiful. So this is the first attempt, and then I pulled out the tiny patchwork block that I connect with stitch, and I want to showcase the visible seam. So I didn't do you know, stitching all over that because I want to show the seams, not just the decorating stitch. So on this side, because the books will fold like this, so on this side I just add some running stitch on the white spots. One, it can add some colors and can show the stitch, because if I put it here, here, or here, it doesn't show off. And this side I just use big shiny green threads, because the green, I think it match well with all these colors, and just several straight stitch. Keep it simple because I don't want to take off the charms of the visible seam. And after adding this few stitch, the two sides can hold it really well. And on this side I just leave it as this. I won't add anything because I want people to see the back of the stitching. And on this side it just doesn't look really well with a simple, you know, small stitch here. It's like pretty random. So I cut out a heart shapes and just running stitch to stitch down. And I like these bright colors because it stuck out. This yellow colors is really, you don't need to use much, but if you use little and in the right place, it will brighten up the whole piece. So like this one, so it will fold like that, and on the edge I use a dark moss green to blanket stitch all along. Nice little page. So the second attempt, so you can see I always trying something different. My focus, even I am doing same straight stitch, but I like the different combination because my minds really want to, you know, try different things. And I am trying different things on this page. Also teeny tiny scraps that I use for small patchwork, but instead of adding a lot of straight stitch, I use applique on this. On this side, the Little Mermaid, and on this side, it's just 2-piece applique down. And at the back, you won't see any knots. It's very neat and tidy because I don't want to cover it. I want to show people what the the back look like. So the knot is high between the layers. When the first stitch, I will usually go here at the seams, so it's hiding here. And after, so the last stitch, I tie a knot here, so you can see it here. I tie a knot here, and then I bring the needle in between the layer and cut the ends here. Cut the end here. So the tail will hide between the layer. So I bring the needle in very close to the knot and in between the layers. Here, hiding in between. So it's very needed at the back, and I can add as a page. So this is another, this will become another fabric book with different concepts, different combinations. It's beautiful. I really love making this kind of little books. So I will keep working on it and show you what I come up with, and I really enjoy doing that.